Hey YouTube, it's your favorite mega church cult survivor, Leah Lauder, and I'm live. And I'm live on TikTok and I'm live on Instagram. And I'm really happy to be here tonight. Oh my goodness, I don't really know where to start. Thank you, Queen. I'll just introduce myself. My name's Leah Lauder and I was in a cult for 18 years. I came to the realization that my church, I got a fireworks thingy. Thanks, the leader. It's like some party poppers. Thanks, God. I was so surprised and overwhelmed. And I came to the realization during the pandemic, and I've been online and I've been exposing them. I've been talking about it. They say I'm bitter and they say I'm offended and hurt, but I don't know if this is how bitter. Oh God, sorry guys. If this is how bitter and offended looks, then I love it here. You know them ones. Oh my gosh, y'all. They've been telling lies for years, and basically, oh my God, you lot, wait, let me fix this. They've been telling lies for years, and the thing that they love to do is drag people's name through the mud. Guys, I'm gonna start Instagram again because that is a whole mess, yeah. I don't want it all like that, man. All right, let's start again on Insta. Hey Instagram, it's Leah Lauder, your favorite mega church cult survivor, and I had to restart the live. It was an absolute mess. So anyway, I'm here and I'm live on YouTube and I'm live on TikTok. Hey Queen Lucia. And I was just saying, you know me, I spent 18 years in a cult and now I expose them. So anyway, word on the street is, and guys, I have been resting. I thought I come out of my rest, but I'm taking an elongated rest. Yeah, I need rest. But word on the street is just quickly that Caris are everywhere and anywhere in these streets. Yeah. Basically a survivor of first love, and this survivor was in like one of the, like, you know, when it comes to the worst branches, like her pastor was basically like saying the gal them and sleeping with his TSA in the cult, allegedly. And the TSA has done a video and it's got like over 20,000 views, so there's a lot of tea tonight. There's a lot of tea. So that survivor, but Caris don't realize. So I'm going to do a little video because we need to like set the record straight. I'm going to get consent to use some of her stuff that she sent me. And I think this is just going to be the intro into exposing First Love Aston. So get ready. Thank you, Special K, because there's been a lot of AB, USA, USE, a lot of SA, a lot that we're going to get into on their chair. Yeah, so let's dive straight into it. So Just Jex, which is the survivor from First Love Aston, and she was a leader from like 16 or something. She was bringing bare people. And in these church cult spaces, if you're bringing a lot of souls, you get like elevated, like up the, you just naturally go into that leadership thing because you've got like 20 people. Hey, Mimi. So they have to like they kind of force you into it. Anyway, long story short, she's done a video because she's been out and about. And basically she's seen Caris everywhere. So she's been absolutely traumatized by it. Yeah. So I wanted to do, and I was going to change the picture, but I'm not going to do that, guys. I think I'm just going to do some content because, again, this is just absolute delusion. Like, they go out, they put on this show, like they're not even really winning souls. Like, how many of those people that they spoke to today, even if they got numbers? And I don't think, the thing is, like before, people would just listen. That, do you know what it is? They're only going to get people already inside of the institution that are going to stop and listen, because majority of people are just not here for it. That's the truth. They're just not here for it. And out of those people that they spoke to today, how many of those people are going to answer the phone? How many of those people are going to come on Sunday? Do you understand? But anyway, let's get into it tonight. So as you know, I speak on behalf of a collective of survivors. It's not just myself. I have a lot of Caris survivors, and I've been meeting up with the Caris collective and the Caris survivors during the summer and just kind of breaking down their experiences so that I can add it into my book, but also so that I can start framing some content around this. So YouTube, you can't see, but I have a picture behind me of David Antry, and it's taken from the official website. Trigger warning, guys. When I read this, I was like, oh my gosh, it's like listening to Dag. Okay, no, I'm not going to start there. I'm not going to start. All right. Oh my gosh. There's so much, guys. There's so much to unpack, chair. All right. So I'm going to begin with the voices of the Karis survivors. I'm not going to give away too much in this live. It's just going to be a quick one, guys, kind of just giving an immediate response to what's been going on out there, because they are out there. If anyone's got any questions for me about what to do in the situation, how they should approach it, whatever, this is the live. This is the live. And if you come back later and watch it, please share your experiences on YouTube. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get more people on my YouTube than my cult leader. All right. So in the summer, this is the voice of Karis survivors. Yeah, I've taken some excerpts. So in the summer, we're bigger in numbers due to students being off uni, and some people's work. So there's a bit more flexibility in summer, but mainly it's because the students are off. They've got their summer. So there's so much promoting within the departments. So you see them on the street, but it takes mobilization to mobilize the people, like mainly in-house. So getting everyone together from all of the branches to come together and do this like mass evangelism that they do in the summer. And it starts in the month of July, I believe. Okay, so this survivor actually described the leaders in Karis going haywire, mobilizing everyone to get big numbers for mass evangelism. Oh my gosh, they also do excessive meetings in the lead up. And that will be teaching people how to evangelize, how scriptures are taught. They do like a lot of meetings talking about like the importance of evangelism, winning souls. So they're like rallying up the people, like they're getting them on fire. Do you know what I mean? To go out and, sing the gospel. But that's not what they're doing up. They're just radical in them and indoctrinating them. And you've got to remember, majority of them are just young, excited people, and also people who sing like these, like evangelizing times, because they do a lot of like praise and worship and things like that. So when you're out there and you're doing it, as like embarrassed, you get like mixed emotions because you feel shame, like being out there because everyone's looking at you, especially when you're new. You're just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But then you get this like liberating feeling of like, like you're changing the world because you're like out on the streets and you're fulfilling the gospel, like you're doing what's in the Bible. Like, guys, it's mad, I can't lie to you. And then there's this, I would describe it as camaraderie, because I don't know what other words I'd use. There's a camaraderie, and then afterwards, everyone's skipping and singing, and there's a real sense of achievement, of accomplishment, like we've really done something, like we're really depopulating hell. Even if loads of people have walked by, they will draw crowds because anyone will stop for singing, even if they don't understand English. Music is a universal language. I remember there would be times when we go on outreach and people would just be saying they speak no English, but they're just there to just enjoy the serenade. So yeah, it's definitely. And this is from the official website, yeah. And survivors also wanted me to mention that it's not like they just do this meetings. There is a pressure. There is WhatsApp groups, there is meetings, there is online meetings, there are people meeting up, studying scriptures, right? It's like they're doing exams. There's a real pressure within the cult. Do you know what I mean? And there's a real sense of like competition as well for them to like know all these scriptures. And then with this, what happens is the people who are really good, like have really good conversational talking skills, are really bold by nature. That's just in their character. This is their time to shine, during these like evangelism things. And then I also want to say, guys, behind the scenes, what it takes to organize these events, like more time they just go on the road anywhere and they'll just be there. But the appropriate way to do it would be to get a permit, especially if there's loads of people going out. So I'd like to think that they would have done that. And so this is like months prior, but because they've been doing this, and this is why they like to do ritualistic things, because they've probably already got a link in the council for the permit. They do it in the same place every year. Do you know what I mean? So it's not even like spirit led. Do you get what I'm saying? Or they just choose like random places where they know they can get a permit in certain boroughs, because it's harder to get it central unless they just go there. So, and then that poses another problem if they're just going there, especially if they're in residential areas. People are trying to go shopping like the survivor did, and there's no permissions to be on the street to be doing this. So I think this is something that I think I need to highlight also in content. but the organization and the mobilization of just the people, because you've got different kinds of people at different levels in these church cult spaces. You've got some people are just kind of come in off and on. They don't really come like regularly and whatever. So there's a real like mobilization. Oh god, I don't want this song to trigger me, chair. There's a real mobilization, sending out mass text messages, calling. All of this is energy, and there's a real pressure on the leaders to gather and make sure that their people are there, and then their people's people are there. So again, we're seeing that pyramid scheme. So when you get that call, oh, like come out to that, oh, we're just going to be around anyway, they try and make it out like it's casual, because they want people to be there, but like it's not a big deal. It's not like Sunday service. So with the evangelism, you might get a few messages or whatever, but their main goal is to go out and win the loss at any cost. That's what they think they're doing anyway. And they can say, oh, this and that, and I'm doing that, whatever. But let's see how many people answer the call. Let's see how many people come on Sunday. Like, facts are facts, babe. I've been there, done that. Guys, do you know what I regret? Throwing away all my t-shirts, man. Because like now I would have been sitting here in all the t-shirts. It would have been, and it would have helped to jog my memory, like of the camps. Anyway, I'm digressing. So from the official website with this pic, it says every summer members of Charis Church step out onto the streets of the UK to evangelize and depopulate hell. And just that last bit triggered me so much. And this is another red flag and a very subtle sign of a cult, is that they'll come in with very subtle radical like statements or ideological perspectives. And when you've been in these environments, especially when you've been to like more than one, or you've been around, that you will know that the most WICKED minds will say stuff like that, like to depopulate how, because how, like, again, this is, there's so much we'd be here all day unraveling the false doctrine around that. Do you know what I'm saying? What I am just going to put in there is I'm just going to say that I'm going to come from a Calvinist approach. And if I was going to be doing up that, then we're bringing predestination into this. So then what do we do with the ideological concept that people's lives are mapped out and planned before they were formed in their mother's womb, as per stated in Jeremiah 29:1. So then that beckoneth the question as to how we would be able to have the power to subsequently change and shift someone's destiny to then be depopulating hell, when Christ already went down there, got the keys and done up whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like it makes, I won't even get into Revelation tonight, chair, because there are people like Jehovah Witness and whatever that believe that there are actual number. Do you know what? I can't even do it. Do you know what? It's too much tonight. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I just want to get this out as a response, because I know that the survivors have been feeling triggered, seeing them out. It's bringing up a lot of, memories. Guys, I just thought today, did somebody call me, Jer? I know that's really random, but I feel like I'm meant to call someone back. Do you not ever get that when you're randomly there and you're like, oh, did somebody call me, man? And I just want to say big up Jets, she's such a queen, for speaking her truth and being really vulnerable and candid and open. If you come across this video, love you, girl. Hey, Queen Lucia. And just, making us aware that this is what's going on, because silence is compliance. And, survivors can be so disassociated that they even forget that they're being around, that they're around. So, just having that level of awareness to know what's going on and have the conversations to speak about it, because deep rooted within our psyche, there could be, even triggers around this time. Because I know I get very triggered when I see them out and about. All right. So essentially, all this month of evangelism, whatever, summer, whatever, it's just all recruitment, okay? But there's a mass drive towards this. And in my cult, in First Love, and just all the United denominations, well, in the UK and Europe, the month of evangelism would be, I'm sure it was at August. Or was it the month of July? Why do I feel like it was the month of July? It was either the month of July or the month of August, but I feel I'm leaning more towards the month of July, yeah. And Charis are our cousins and they follow everything we do. So anyway, it was July or August. And we would be out, we would be doing like these outreaches, we would be getting spots to go out and sing and do whatever and just be on the streets. That so there will be a heavy presence of us outside in these streets. Yeah. And the whole ideology is winning souls. But remember, in these cults, they're not going to come and tell you, oh, I need you to bring people so that, you know, I can get more money so that I can further the gospel. They say it in such a way, they say win souls for Christ, they say raise funds to do good, but they don't say it outright like that. That's the whole purpose. So I started reflecting on this recruitment, and I looked at recruitment in cults, and then I looked at recruitment in businesses. And this is going to be really interesting because, especially for people who class themselves as evangelists or were really into recruitment when they were out there, it'll be really interesting for you to maybe rewatch the video and really unpack this in real time, because I think it's going to help a lot of people. Just all of us really, because everybody gets coerced and shoved into this role of, you know, evangelist. You're there the first day that they're trying to recruit you to go out to recruit more people. It's so RADICAL. All right, so let's get into it. So recruitment in the guise of evangelism, in the guise of these mass shows that they put on. Recruitment, and then we can kind of break down, you know, how it makes us feel, because I've got a little bit in here like love bombing, deception. I thought I had something else in here. Oh no, I didn't. Oh gosh, I thought I had something else. All right, so we've got a few things there. So if you want to describe like some of the tactics, how it makes you feel, then please feel free to. All right, so recruitment is vital for cults' survival and growth. All right, so what I want people to understand is there's a lot of strategy around this and mystical manipulation. And if you weren't at that leadership level, or you just used to see them out or whatever, you will just think, oh, they're just out praising, doing it. But it takes so much strategy, and there's so much that goes on behind the scenes. A lot of commitment, a lot of rehearsals, a lot of mobilizations. It's absolutely draining. I just knew they came from a massive fast to get everybody hungry. Ooh, yeah, they just did that fast in it towards this. It's just like, do you know what? You know, when I hear this and see this, I think, oh my gosh, are people still doing this up? But I have to remember that was me. We have to remember that we were there, girl. Do you know what I mean? Or King, we have to remember. That's how I humble myself, chair. Because when I think, what was I doing up? Guys, you know what? Yeah, I think I've put a little throwback of the outreach that I used to be doing up like back in the day, but I think I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to have to reel it up. I'm going to put some of the outreach like that I did like back in the day in the 2000s and just talk about it's just so embarrassing. And I used to be like, and do you know who I feel the worst for is the little kids. You know, the little kids, sorry, you guys can't see the green screen. You know, the little kids that they drag out, they're just exposed to this from so young, just on the road curb. Like, they don't even understand what's going on. Like, it's just a lot. So they don't grow up like thinking it's cool. They grow up being like, oh, like we're out again. And then all the new recruitees are just, that's why the man them, they get it in. The ones that are born into it, and then they see a pretty girl coming in, they think, why not? I'm gonna go true. Because they know it's all like human fecal matter. They know what it's about, man. They know the game. They've been there. So but they know they can't get them type of girl them outside. So when they see them, they're woke. They know it's all like they know wagwan. And they're coming in like really thinking, yeah, this guy's gonna marry me. It's wild in there, chair. All I'm gonna say, like, you girl them, your hair, like I love you all. I loved my time in the church, you know, and that's what I'm here to spread love and joy. And I know the gal them I just love it for you. All right. So cults rely on continuous influx of new members to replace those who leave. So this is a big cult characteristic. There is a constant drive for recruitment. Lucia, did I message you back? Girl, I either read your message and meant to message you back. Lucia, I'm all over the place, girl. Yeah, but did I message you back? Can you let me know? Because this is ADHD. So that's why there's that constant drive for recruitment, because they're always losing members. So usually around this time, what they say to us, I wanted to leave this till last, but what my cult's biggest selling point was, they're like, oh, okay, all right, I need to message you back. All right, babe, I read it. Our cult leader used to be like, oh, we're out in the summer because people in the world are raving. They are drinking. They are enjoying lasciviousness. They are enjoying the pleasures of the world. They are out enjoying. Why can't we be out? Why can't we be out preaching the gospel for Christ? That's what they do. And they start saying to the young people, you know, like, unalive yourself for Christ, like, go in. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're RADICAL in them known to saying, and then they feel like there'll be a meeting saying, like, they still have their camps and everything, and they'll be saying, you were getting held back when you were in uni, but now's your time. The young people are out. What do they say to them? I don't even know. Like fornicating. That's what they love saying that one. Raving. Drink it, like they'll just be naming, like they'll just be talking about their stuff, and then they'll do the testimonies. Elita's bossing up, and Lucia, they say it like it's a movie. Yeah, that's why gal them are putting pictures up of themselves, like with, you know, like bottles of Courvoisier. Oh God, it takes me out. You lot, once I come out of this bubble and you lot start getting the content, yeah, you're just gonna be like, yeah, this was worth it. This was worth the wait. How are you going to be posted up with a bottle of Courvoisier and say that, like, you now you've been delivered from baddie culture and now you're like all saved and born again? It's just a laugh. That's exactly what they say about it. It's just great, like, girl, do you know what I mean? Oh, I'm not even going to say what I was going to say, yeah. I'm not even going to say, but God knows. God knows, like, you know, behind closed doors when you could have, like, sold yourself out or practically sold yourself when no one was watching, you know. Yeah. It's a real outside in niche. That's what I'm saying. Like, these girls need to put some respect on my name. Are you mad? Oh my God. I don't care. I don't care if I don't have as much money as you. I don't care if this. I don't care if that. I'm just me, she, the queen. I don't care. It's about energy and aura, baby. Do you know what I mean? This is just a chapter in my life. This book ain't over yet, baby. We've just begun. Period. We've just begun, baby. All right. So let's get into it. So they become disillusioned when people leave or they start to see numbers down. So this is the need for the constant recruitment. And remember, they're working so hard. They're in there all the time. So they get discouraged. They get discouraged if they see people leaving. And because remember, they've taught them that doing well, winning souls, that's the fruits of the spirit. Good, well done, good and faithful servant. That's how they've indoctrinated people to like have that relationship with God, like God's a genie. Do you know what I mean? And it's like God's going to bless you, like your works. It's like faith plus works equals salvation. So they really see themselves as like, you know, doing up God's work if this is what they're doing. So when the numbers start going down, it's all psychological because they've made everything external. Nothing's about within. And at this rate, when they're losing so many members and they're not as effective, they got to stick to what they've been saying because they've been saying that that's the truth and they've been saying that they were prophets. So what they usually do is they do rebranding. They never say they're wrong. They never apologize. They never commit because a cult leader, there's never any accountability. That's why when someone leaves, it means the person has turned away from God. Yeah. Can someone pin that? That's absolutely excellent. Yeah. Yeah, I love her. Yeah, you're right. It's like, you can't talk about her. It's like the person's unalived. Do you understand what I'm saying? Even if the person, it's only when people start to do well, like in ministry or whatever, and then it's like they don't really talk about it. They're just there. They love to highlight like all the negative things. So if someone divorces, that will be the topic of it's all negative because remember, they're low vibrational. They thrive off that low vibration. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because the cult leaders sucking them dry, all their energy. So now they're in this low vibration. It's like, you know what I would describe? It's a self-sealing system, but there's also a glass ceiling for some people where they won't. It's like you keep going and then you just hit them because no one can get above DAG and certain echelons because there's nepotism further up the chain where Joshua's the next successor in line. Do you know what I mean? Then you've got like it's like they're all related, so they've already set up the legacy and the next people to take over. So you're only going to get so far, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's not what it's about." But DAG has created generational wealth. Set up his generations. What could you pay your funeral if tomorrow it came to that? Could you pay for it? Because that can pay for 1,000 of those times over. So there's a point where you need to start thinking logically in the car. Hey, Hills. And guys, go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Leolorder777. Those of you on YouTube, please subscribe. I've got all of the lives that I do up on TikTok on my YouTube, and I'm trying to get more subscribers over there. So please go over there. I'm going to start doing more content. Guys, do you know what? Yeah, I was so depressed and so disassociated that I didn't realize that I could just edit my videos on CapCut. If you lot go on there, yeah, my videos are so unedited, but people seem to like it, yeah, because those are the most watched ones. So even when I do my editing for YouTube, I still don't do it so like perfect, because I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like that audience likes it, chair. All right, so go over there and check it all out. So if you want to rewatch the live, you can. Without recruitment, a cult would eventually shrink and potentially disappear. So recruitment is integral for cults. And I wanna highlight not only for the cults, but also the morale of the high control group, because they're in a self-sealing system. So remember, this is the time when they feel like they're going into the world to make an impact. All right, because they've been stuck in this self-sealing system, and they're rallying them up, and he's doing all these mind-altered practices. There's a lot of sleep deprivation. Do you know what I mean? Then they're really like riled up to go and do this. Do you understand what I'm saying? And again, the cult leader will come out and maybe do his little bit. And again, it's the feeding off the energy. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's just the supply. Hey, Faith. It's just the supply of the whole thing. Is what I'm saying making sense, guys? But you have to remember, that's really key. Without recruitment, a cult would potentially disappear, yeah? And that's why I say that cults just like self-destruct because of their own behavior and their own EVIR. They naturally just start to lose members. That's why silence is compliance. Because if you don't speak, how will they hear? How will they hear? That's why I even give survivors the opportunity to speak to me. So it's not really any excuse, man. You can even reach out to me anonymous and give me, like, tip me off. Give me a tip off, man. You know what I mean? Why are you just sitting there from the FYP? And you know, but some people, they'll never talk, just like when they were in there, because they were in there for some D, for whoever. Lovely sunshine. And I just love it. I just love them, you know, when that's what it's about, the vitamin D. Do you know what I mean? Because we all need vitamin D, don't we? For our skin, to I remember I discipled one member. Oh, yeah. Oh, one member, one disciple. Is that Caris or First Love? Because you know what? I think that's Caris, because Caris do up their discipleship and say you need to disciple, and they say serve. Like in my cult, we say working for the Lord, working, Chale. Yeah, see, I knew it. Look, Caris, working for the Lord, or we say ministry work, but you lot say serving. Serve. I just want to serve. When I heard the Caris survivor saying that, it just triggered me so much, because I was like, oh my gosh, it sounds like First Love, but it's a different cult jargon. It was like a different language. But you know, like how, like, I want to use French and Spanish, you know, like it's not the same, but it's like you can kind of pick stuff up. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a bit interchangeable, chair. But that's when they wasn't gaining enough souls. Okay, yeah. We do Sit by Your Soul Sunday. We do Bring a Soul Sunday. We do Swollen Sundays, where the whole ideology is you bring at least one person, and the cult, it will swell for the day. But the thing is, like, people are begging their cousin to come, and that, do you know what I mean? It's just all for numbers, because they put so much pressure on you. So then it's like, what does it become about? Does it become about money for that day? Does it become about the energy? Caris does Bring a Soul Sunday too, yeah. And they do up all the promo and everything exactly the same as First Love. Are you a Caris survivor, babe? Mods, are you on deck? All right. So here's why recruitment is important for a cult. Replacing members. Cults often have high attrition rates. I think that's supposed to say high retention. Would it be retention? Does anyone have any tips to get over SA? The memory comes into my mind every day. Oh, Molly, I'm so sorry. I just want to firstly say that my heart absolutely goes out to you. And if any survivors can put in the chat, you know, if they can help with this, I'm gonna dig deep. But as I said, I don't know that I block a lot of the trauma out. So there's been situations that I've just completely blocked out. So I'm going to just be honest and say to you that for me, I just, oh my gosh. Do you know what though? What I will say to you is, obviously, I know when you've said you've tried everything, then you've done up therapy, you've done up this. I would say though, I do have a folder in YouTube, a deconstruction and a healing folder. And there's like different frequencies and stuff on there. You know, you could just like go to the park, you know, like I don't know if you've tried that, like grounding, like being in the grass and just releasing. And you know what works really well as well, Molly, when it's raining, to go in, like I don't know if you have a garden or a balcony or somewhere where you can be in the rain and just release. But if you could go somewhere where you could also like scream, like let out all of the like the trauma. And it may not be at that moment because there's not going to be like a magic fix for it, but over time mindfulness helps in nature. Yeah, because you know what, babe, I've got a healing playlist on there, and chair that healing playlist that I've been compiling for survivors, it's not just any songs. These are things that help me with my mental health, like when I feel like when I'm, you know, like bedrotting, when I can't even get up to brush my teeth. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I'm so depressed, I'm so low. For me, music is always my medicine. Yeah, that's the thing. And you know what? Heart goes out to you, Molly. Yeah, my heart really does go out to you. I want to just echo that. And I want to echo what Lucia said, because music is medicine for my soul. And it might not be music, it might be something else, but then it's also about that journey of healing. You know, like your healing journey, which isn't linear, and you will find what your medicine is like for your soul. But I would say if music does resonate with you, and if any survivors have any recommendations, just send them to me and I can put them up there under the healing playlist, because those songs have really helped me. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's just about like releasing, finding ways to release that trauma. For me, being in nature, I also do this thing like this movement, like this is all like movement with a scarf, and it really just like, and I have to get myself out, but that's like when it's really bad and I just release that trauma. I go into nature and I try and find a spot where I can recharge. It happened 17 years ago and I just want to be free from it. Oh my God, look at that. And it's like it just happened yesterday. And that's the thing, like I will always say to people, like, you know, try therapy, like this, that, and the third. But honestly, for me personally, I find healing through nature. Do you get what I'm saying? Through like gazing at the stars, you know, like looking at the clouds. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like going within and really taking that time. Because sometimes it might just be that you need to have a season where you're just crying and releasing. And it might be worse in this time, Molly, where a lot of things are resurfacing. I'll try that. Yeah. Because this period you might feel like it's resurfacing more than usual. And I would say to just release it and let it go. But I would say to connect to nature. You know, like, do you believe in God? Because I always say, like, you know, like spirituality, connecting with creator, not making it so religious, but just really going within. So like for me the other day, I was just gonna, yeah, because I was done at that point. And I got a leaf, and that was when, you know, you can just go out into nature, just get a little leaf, and I wrote all the things on the leaf that I wanted to release. Okay, brilliant. Okay, but it doesn't make a difference if you do or if you don't, because and this is why I love to do these kind of things that are more holistic, because even if you don't believe in God, the water can symbolize whatever you want that to be: healing, releasing, whatever. Yeah, so I found a beautiful lake, and and you know what's really lovely, you could get yourself a nice bouquet and then just take one rose from there, because I also scattered the roses in the lake after, but I put some little cinnamon sticks on it, a bit like a boat, you know, because I even thought about, oh, how is this going to float, because I wanted it to float so I could watch it along. And you know, and as I put it in the lake, I was just, you know, kind of just visualizing me releasing all of those things that I wrote in there, all of the trauma, and just letting it go. And then you can get the roses. You know, you could get a flower that means something to you, or a color that means something. You know, just that's what I'm talking about, going within. Do you know what I mean? Because I chose the yellow for like joy, and you know, new beginnings. And, you know, that's what it signified for me, like after the releasing. But, you know, these things have really come from within. Oh my gosh, my candle is burning bright. Yeah. This has really come from, you know, from within. And I've really searched to find the things that when I'm in crisis, what is it that I need to do? Like, what does my body need? So, oh yeah, that's another thing that I want to tell you as well. The body keeps the score. All right. So maybe look around things around like trauma. The body keeps the score. How does trauma get trapped in the body? Things like that. And then maybe looking at, I did a really good live on attachment, my love, on my YouTube. Maybe go and look at that video I did on attachment, girl. I did one on attachment. And what was the other one I did? Attachment, the developmental stages, because you might have been in like a cycle of ABUSE relationships after that as well, you know, because of the SA and stuff like that. So maybe have a look, because you might have to go back to childhood. There might have been things like, you know, like pre-trauma before that. So there might be like a deeper root. So I would say, if you explore watching those videos, my YouTube is Leah Lauder 777. Oh look, is that this, Lucia? Tapping the rocking. Is it that one? Because you can do that, you know, that this is so good, you know. Oh, Lucia's such a queen. This is yeah. So Molly, can you see what I'm doing? Oh, even as I'm doing it now, Jer. Molly, try and do it up. Survivors, let's do it up, Jer. You lot, especially, oh God, this is so great. I forgot about this, because that's why the people them have rocking chairs. Look, it's that rocking motion. It's very soothing. Oh gosh, yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. So, and Molly, do you know what? When you start to get the traumatic flashbacks that come back, also breath work, in it, Lucia, breath work. Because I was saying the other day, when I was doing all of this stuff, I was like, it's not working, my love. Oh. But then I started to realize, when I get in crisis, naturally, as the traumatic flashbacks are coming back, I'm just really deep breath. Sometimes though, you're crying at the same time, so it's hard. So when that's happening, you just, you know, more like that. You know, like that, like when you're crying, because I have to be realistic. Sometimes you're crying so much you can't even do the breaths, you know, them ones. You can also hum as well for frequency. Ooh! And you know what's crazy, Alita? I was actually humming in that video. You know, oh my gosh, I'm getting chills. You know, when I was releasing everything, and I didn't even know that about the humming. I'm actually feeling like, just, you know, like, whew. Oh my God, this is a powerful collective. You know, people are really putting in the work, man. Guys, we need to give ourselves a round of applause. And Molly, so do you. For like coming into the space, for releasing that, because you know the first part of like releasing the trauma and your healing journey, because it's not linear, it's just like opening up and just saying it, like, because this is and also being in the lives, I think it will help, Chair. Do you know what I mean? Because just having a safe space, because it's so hard, you know. We have a lot of like women who may not say it outright here, but there are a lot of survivors. Like there's like probably 90% of us that come in have some sort of, you know, like childhood trauma connected to SA, grade, MO, you know, like as a child, this type of stuff, child ABUSE. I think nearly all of the survivors that I've spoken to have experienced that. So there may not be people saying it in the chat, because obviously it's very hard to even come to terms with that and talk about it, but it definitely does resonate. And I think just being in the healing energy and space energetically that we hold for one another can make a huge difference, my love. So please explore like spirituality, explore releasing, letting go. Also shadow work by Carl Jung. I keep telling myself to be in the moment when the moment. Yeah. Do you know what, girl? It's also good to get something like, I used to have this ball that I made up of elastic. So I used to just like touch it so I could get back into the present. But that's what the frequencies are about as well. You know, the healing music, the healing frequency music. If I didn't have that, I'd be off. Because when you've got that, it's like it helps you to stay in the present moment. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I have it like on the TV as well. So there's a lot of like images that help. And I'm sure I'm neurodivergent. So, you know, like the images and the colors, and it really does help. I have squishies. It helps for ADHD. Yeah. And you might have something that's undiagnosed as well, girl. Do you understand what I'm saying? So Molly, you have to be really kind to yourself and celebrate all of these small wins. Like when you go out into nature, like take pictures, share. I took some pictures. Molly, go and look at it, man, on my main page, Leah Lauder 7. I turned it into a photo shoot into nature. Once I'd done my crying, once I'd done my releasing, once I'd done my movement, and I listened to songs and I looked at the clouds and I just released it and I let it go and I just sobbed my heart out. Yeah, I feel like I might have ADHD. Yeah. You see what I mean, girl? And then with that, we would like obsess like with the thoughts like more than the average person. Do you get it? You get me? Oh, thanks, Licio. You're such a queen. And you can take beautiful pictures and it could just even be for your eyes only. And also, you know what might help you, Molly, to record it? Not to put out there, not to show anyone, just for yourself, because later you might want to do a diary. You might decide, you know what, I want to put out my whatever. You don't know, girl. Get it all out and rewatch it. And when you rewatch it, because you might be like me, because I just can't, after the call, it's just writing's not for me. But so I watch back my content, I'm writing a book, I do the speech stuff. You can even journal, you know, like speaking on your laptop or your iPad or whatever. It's all right, babe. I like to take the time because it's hard, man. Evening Elrose is hard. It's hard because me, I'm like the ice queen. Do you know what I mean? I just block things out, chair. That's the thing about me. I just block things out. Or when it's too traumatic, that's when I started to. I think the events like post-call exit started to make me realize that there was definitely something a bit more deeper going on. Because there were like, I would say there's been about 3 significant events. I'm not going to really get into them. But one of those significant events basically made me like I split in my personality. It's actually scary what happened. I was like, whoa. And then there was this different version of myself. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it was like too traumatic. It was too traumatic. And that's like a, you know, like a trait of like BPD as well. Yeah, when I tell you this psychopath tried to take me out, child, but he didn't know who he was dealing with. Who's the one crying now, child? And I know he's struggling. I know, because that's what happens when you deal with pure-hearted, clean-hearted people. Because if I was coming with like some bad intent, this, that, and the third, it wouldn't be like how it is now. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, God knows I'm coming with a pure heart. You don't think I sit there and pray to God and ask God for forgiveness of sins and all? I still do that, bruv. I still ask God to check my heart because some of the places that I have to go are very dark. Because they are dark. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? And this is not forgive your neighbor. That's what they do in public. But behind closed doors, it's an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Thanks, spirit of truth. That's what they're doing behind closed doors. They're into all types of stuff. So if I'm not woke, why do you think I'm still able to do what I'm doing? You think there hasn't been people who, you lot completed the first level or something? Big yourself up, whatever that means. You don't think there's people that's come before me and been talking? But that's what I'm saying. If you come with the wrong, because it's spiritual, like if I had revenge or I had like the wrong intent in my heart, it's like that allows their attacks and their things to be able to touch me. It's the frequency, it's the wave that you're on. That's why a lot of the people that are still within the religious institutions, they don't speak out. They don't speak out in a certain way because they're not free. They're still governed by the fear of the false doctrine. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because they've just church cult hopped, so they can't truly admit that there's infallibility. Do you get what I'm saying? With the canon, with how it's been put together, the manipulation, this, that, and the fact. They'll just say that was a spiritually ABUSE environment, and we closed the door and there. And again, they're still in the self-sealing system because they just want to talk about that within the restraints and the constraints of what the canon is telling us. And it's black and white thinking again, can't have an opinion outside of that. No, babe, I'm not on that. They don't even know what forgiveness is. Yeah, girl. And I think I'm their lesson. There's no forgiveness in their heart. And I'm their lesson because what is this really about? Is this really about the souls or is this really about me talking about your daddy that you don't like? TikTok, like up the live, please. All it's about is the malignant narcissist ego. That's all it's about, y'all. All right. Due to the demand, okay, so they lose a lot of members due to the demanding nature of their practices and beliefs and the psychological toll they can take on members. We all know what that feels like. Continuous recruitment ensures the group can maintain its size and structure. And you know, remember, that's what I said to you, that's what I clocked when I came out, that they like fabricate the numbers. And Mother Dianara, aka Dan Dan from First Love, her husband was running around in these streets saying that when he was in Ghana, that they enhanced the healing Jesus photos, this, that, and the third. Yeah. So what I started to clock was actually, you know, when I came out, I was like, I was in this cult for years, and it's always like seems big, but if the people that they were recruiting at that rate were staying, we wouldn't have a stadium big enough to fit us. So they're just that's why they have the constant recruitment. People will be around for 3-6 months, be coming, then they'll leave, then they'll be in. Do you know what I mean? And that's why they're always making changes. So it's like it's not as obvious. Oh, it's so obvious yet so subtle. All right, Leah, stay focused. Without recruitment, a cult would eventually shrink and potentially disappear. Did I just read that? All right, I did. Continuous recruitment ensures the group can maintain its size and structure. So that's very important. Financial resources. New members often bring financial resources either through their own income, either through their own wealth or their ability to generate income for the cult. Remember, now we have to go into the spiritual exchange conversion, or whatever I call it. So remember, the currency in the cult is your time, it's evangelism, it's prayer, it's doing the events, it's doing whatever needs to be done to make that cult grow. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when they're talking about, because it's financial resources indeed, because if they need a new speaker, oh, we would just love for someone to just buy us the speaker. And then what's his name? Steps. Oh, Daddy, I would love to pay for the speaker. Oh, well done. Let me pray for you. Let me pray for you. The Lord is going to use you for the nations. That's how they do it up, yeah? So there's a lot of that type of manipulation as well. And they like these, you know, social media influencers, people in there with money, because it helps with their financial resources. And remember, they're very greedy. The financial support is essential for the cult's operations and the leaders' lavish lifestyles. But again, they'll be saying from the pulpit, oh, we don't need you. The Lord can replace you. Do you think God needs your money? So why do you take tithes? Why do you take offerings? If God doesn't need the money, why can't we just go in here and go home and spend our money on what we want and give from, you know, just from our heart, like whatever we want to give? Why is there so much pressure? Why do you talk about the offering for a good 10 minutes? Why do you do up emotional manipulation and fear-based programming to make people give? Why do you do that then? Does it make any sense? Okay. Social and political power. A larger membership base can translate to increased social and political influence. And I want to say that's why when Daniel Chand put on that thing in Parliament or whatever he was doing, that's just loads of them coming from all different denominations. It doesn't show the power. But naturally, because they have the numbers, because it's the largest, you know what, we're not a thing nation anymore. We're just behind, like we're more secular, but even so it's still the largest one here. Okay, so what I'm going to say to you is, as soon as they mention that name, as soon as they get followers, like babe, what you need to remember is I've built my platforms off the back or from the ground up, not off the back of no one's name, chair, because no one knows who Dag is. That's what they need to get. Like, people don't know, and that's what they're even saying, Leah, like, you're not talking about. If I was even talking about the bigger people, it would even be getting more views. But that's not what it's about. It's about justice. It's about justice. It's about getting justice for survivors and for people who have been made, you know, mute, invisible, and been silenced to have a voice. It's about exonerating people. It's about people who have been essayed, great, whatever, and they don't feel like anyone would believe them. And then they can speak their truth to me, and I'm putting the content out there. Do you understand what I'm saying? It means a lot to people, more than you know, Chair. All right, validation. Oh no. So this political and social influence allows the cult to exert pressure on society and potentially achieve its goals. So this is what that US president is doing up, and that's on period, point blank. So do you see that because they have that societal and political influence, they're able to exert the pressure on society. That's why they come out like, you know, like playing the victim. Oh, we can't even thing on the streets anymore. This is supposed to be a you know what nation, but it's not working anymore. It's not working because there's more ABUSE and there's more negative that's going in these settings than there is positive, unfortunately. All right, expansion and influence. Recruitment allows the cult to spread its ideology and influence to new communities, increasing its reach and impact. And that's why they like influencers. They like people who have like a platform that are known. But what they like to do is, because these cult leaders think that they're God, so they don't really want these influencers in the world. And that's the whole reason why it works in the first place. But they change their whole personality. Then they start thinking that they're holier than thou. Now they don't want to be doing up certain content. It just all starts to change. Their identity just goes completely, and then they're just like fully immersed into the cult. Yeah. Validation and conversion, confirmation. A growing membership base can provide a sense of validation for the cult's beliefs and practices. So remember, I said it's all an illusion. So when they see people coming up to the front, even if those people give their life, they don't understand what the hell they've done. They felt pressured. They did it because their sister told them to go up. They never come back to the set in a day in their life. They feel like at that moment when they get 20 people, 50 people, because they've been outreach and you've put in so much hard work, your feet are swollen and sore. You are exhausted. You haven't eaten. You feel like, yeah, it was worth it. It was a sacrifice. And then they do up all the musical, mystical meditation. Praise the Lord, oh God, the Lord is here. You know, RPF, and they're all coming up. It's all part of the mystical manipulation. It's more for the people inside the self-sealing system than it even is for new people. It's like, oh, if they stay, girl. Do you understand what I'm saying? But it's more for the people inside. That's what they don't understand. The rehearsals, that is to keep them busy. How much impact are they really actually having? So that's why they need the constant drive for recruitment. It's like a product. It's like an outcome of what they're doing. Because then it would be like they're just wasting their lives, which is what they're doing up. So you see how it like enforces or it validates the beliefs. It looks like what they're doing is working. So it makes it harder for them to question the cult's teaching or develop dissenting opinions, because it looks like the thing is working, Charlie. When you're there, you're not thinking, oh, if the people were actually staying and we were actually making impact, we'd be growing really, really fast. So actually, is this just about the fact that I said that I would get this person an Uber from Kent to South London? Or is this because I promised someone Nando's? Or is this because I know the guy secretly likes me? And he's got my number now and I'm speaking to him and I like him as well on the DR. And I think I might be able to get him to come to the church, because that's what all of them do up in there. That's why that's why a lot of them end up sleeping with the guys. Do you know what I'm saying? And then they have to sit down. So whenever you see certain gal that were in the choir doing something front-facing ministry and you see them sitting down, that's because that's most likely what they've done up. Yeah. The men are fine though. They can continue playing the drums or whatever, but the girl has to sit down because these environments are misogynistic and they're patriarchal. All right. So all right, so it enforces the cult's beliefs and practices, reinforcing the idea that they are on the right path and attracting even more new members. All right. Continuous recruitment can create an environment where members are constantly surrounded by new recruits, making it harder for them to question the cult's teachings or develop dissenting opinions. I've said this, but I think I needed to say it again, Jer. In essence, recruitment is the lifeblood of a cult. Wow, that's deep, man. So the recruitment is the blood that pulses in the veins of this beast. Yeah. Keeping it alive. Oh my gosh, guys, this is just, it's like vampires. It's the lifeblood. Oh, King Joker, I was going to think, where are you? But I know it's a Saturday, so people are out and about. Do you know what I mean? I know I've spoken to a couple of survivors this week on message, and they've been saying that they've got different things that they're doing up this weekend. People have got plans or... All right. So in essence, recruitment is the lifeblood of a cult. So it's what keeps them alive. Wow. Ensuring its survival, growth, and ability to perpetuate its influence. So do you see how a good reputation is everything to them? Because word of mouth, when they start getting a bad reputation, it has an adverse effect on their ability to influence in a positive way. Yeah. I'm in Weatherspoons, but oh, you're so lucky. Oh, Nance, what did you get? Did you get a steak? Your little Jinnle. I couldn't even go out today anyway. I've got the kids, chair. I'm on mummy mode for the next couple of weekends, chair. Seriously, like, oh my God. You know, it's just because I put my kids first. That's why. Woo! Yes, girl. Are you getting a steak? What are you getting? Treat yourself. All right. So now I've explained why recruitment is important for cults, because it's the lifeblood of the organization. Woo! That's like, oh, I love that one. That's a new, I can't wait. This content. You see, when I start dropping this content, chair, even if nobody watches it, I'm gonna be watching it, chair, like I'm watching Netflix. Because guess what? I'm my own fan and I don't care. All right. So then I said, okay, let me look at why recruitment is important for businesses. Let's look at if there's any differences. Or let's see if the recruitment, the same way that they do up for businesses, if it resonates more with these church cults, how they do up so-called recruitment. So let's dive in. Yeah. Let's, again, just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I haven't really read this. So this is going to be, you know, as new to me as it is to y'all. We gonna do this together or whatever. All right, you lot. So recruitment is love for the sis that has been exposing Karis. And yeah, Jack, she's one of us, share. That's Jack's baby. She's one of us, babe. She was in First Love Aston. Yeah, she was a leader. She's one of us, babe. That's sis. Are you all right? Do you know what I mean? She's out her speaking her truth. I love her. She's like the young version of me. She just, you know, she just speaks her truth and she's so pretty. All right. So recruitment is vital for businesses because it allows them to acquire the talent. And I want to say also the cohort or the group of people that have the acumen to speak to the target audience. When I go for gang specialist roles and whatever, one of my selling points is my specialisms in being able to have the acumen to both be able to relate and speak and network and form and build relationships with professionals, but then also be able to speak to young people, understand their language and speak to them, you know, in a way that will resonate. Okay. So they're also looking at that talent, all right, from that element. But they're also looking for talent in giftings, because remember, a good praise and worship leader can help you build the church. If you have a good praise and worship leader that understands the role and how to build a church cult through musical, mystical manipulation, then they can, all you need is a good praise and worship leader. And that's why usually when the pastor gets sent out to start his branch, he'll usually get sent with a praise and worship leader, someone who has the ability to sing, someone who maybe can play the piano, or no one, or someone that has the ability to do a choir, to do groups, because that's the way they build it. Those are the popular ministries. In Dagwood Mills mega church, he describes the choir as the flower of the church, and I was a choir director. So that's the biggest ministry. That's the one that they'll be wanting you to join, even if you can't sing, because that's the biggest ministry where they have like the WhatsApp group. It's a hub where they can have everybody and have like one leader under. That's why they have the departments, because it's like, imagine it's like a clothes shop, because Karis does up departments, we do ministry. So imagine it's like a store, like a clothes shop, and then there's departments, they got managers, they got workers, they got different, you know, ranking CEOs within that. There's so much ranking and positions and leadership, and it's all a facade. They can't take that anywhere. Like, where are you taking that certification for a pastor at Karis? Come on. But when you're in there, you get caught up in it. Like, you really be thinking that, you know, like the MOG or the WOG is, you know, like a real life prophet in real life. All right. So it allows them to acquire the talent needed to achieve their goals and objectives. Effective recruitment ensures the right people are in the right roles, leading to increased productivity, reduced turnover, and improved overall business performance. I want to say, when we're looking at this, though, we also have to look at targets, because they do target the vulnerable. So if we looked at this on the flip side, remember the currency is bums on seats, because bums on seats equals coins. And even a person because remember, it doesn't matter if you're getting universal credit, if you're getting, you know, they're going to still be expecting you to tithe whatever income, whatever you're getting in. Remember, there was that survivor that I think it was, she gave 10% of her PIP. It was like 5 bills she gave to the cult, so she couldn't do her flooring. You know, it's just really sad, guys. Do you get what I'm saying? So there's a lot of exploitation. There's a lot of vulnerable people in there. Do you know what I'm saying? Who might not have someone to like manage their money or whatever. And other people in the setting can take advantage of them, like financial exploitation. And where it says overall business performance, remember in there, it's like the way that they measure how well the cult is doing is based off high performing members that are bringing in souls, and then it's the increase in the church membership, in the church growth. They want to see mega cults, they want to see that expansion of growth, and that's about the recruitment. So do you see in the same way with the business, where they recruit for those specific people with the right talents to go into those roles, so that it improves overall business and performance? So it's the same thing in these settings. So let's take a little bit of a deeper dig into why it's necessary, and why recruitment is so important within businesses. So it's important to acquire necessary skills and talents. And this is interesting because in the mega church, it says reasons why they need it. And it talks about like we need to do outreach to, you might get your husband, to get your husband to recruit them in. It also talks about like more talented people to be able to make the church grow, people to help, etc. So it's they have the same mind. They've just used the same models, like the same. Dagger's used the business model. I can see it right here. This is triggering as hell, chair. So they find individuals with the specific skills, knowledge, and experience required for various roles. This is crucial for both filling existing vacancies and adapting to future needs and growth. So that's why they tell you that your recruitment is next in line. Thanks, Nance. They'll tell you there's someone waiting to replace you. God is raising someone up. Do you think God needs you? Blah blah blah. They're already like grooming the next person, the newbie that comes in to take over your place, to move you on to a new role. That's just discarding you. They'll act like it's a promotion, they'll act like this, that, but your passion is singing. That's, you love to do it. You love doing the ministry. You love being a leader there. You love being that. Why are they moving? And you've got to go because you'll look proud. You have to look humble. You have to obey. You have to be loyal. The pastor knows best. Yeah. So you just bite your tongue and you just keep it moving, and you just do your best. Then if you backslide and you don't assimilate well into that, the devil's got into you. You wanted to go to the world lust. But if you do well, it's like, well, you're anointed. You've taken this ministry. Then they'll be using you and preaching. Oh, I remember when I said to Leah, I didn't want her to do the soloist anymore. I wanted to be a choir director. And she resisted. And now look at her. She has a powerful ministry. So many young people that's in the ministry. They do up that very manipulative. Boosting productivity by hiring qualified and motivated employees. Businesses can improve overall productivity, efficiency, leading to better performance and increased output. So again, I said to you that the recruitment, the packed churches, whatever, it boosts morale. So they don't feel like they're wasting their time. That's why there's a constant drive for recruitment, and they keep talking about that. There's an emphasis for your inordinate amounts of time, to the point where you're RADICAL, and you can't just enjoy your work environment and just make authentic friendships. Hey, Oracle Mama, just enjoy whatever. It's like everywhere you go, you're this shepherd. You just can't be yourself. You just can't relax. You've got everyone you see, you need to save. What? Do you know how much pressure that is? Like, come on, man. Nah, that's too much. In the UCKG, the growth of a church is measured by monetary growth, offerings, and sacrifices need to increase every month. Yeah, pastors are always under pressure. Ooh, that's like First Love. They'll just close it down and they'll demote the pastors. That's all they do. Dag don't play. If they're not bringing in the cash and they're not bringing in the souls, Dag will just close that branch down. And then you'll see, he doesn't care where the branch is. The branch could be in Hertfordshire chair. Now they all got to go to London Apoche. Do you know what I'm saying? They could have been going to Mile End branch. That branch gets closed. Everybody's got to go to London Apoche. And then the pastor will be saying, it's a blessing. We are going to move to the main branch. Not everybody gets the opportunity. These times they don't even want to go. So it's like, guys, I can't. It's just like the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, as you said, Miss Elrose. Thank you so much for sharing it. It's the same story, yeah. It's the same blueprint. Do you know why? It's the mind of a malignant narcissist. Control, power, and ego. It's all the same characteristics and all the same tactics that they're doing up in there. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world but to lose his soul? We're going to find out. In the next 6 to 12 months, we're going to find out, yeah, because we're going to have a front seat watching what happens with these cults and these so-called mogs and wogs, because they don't know, like, like, they're in there wishing badness in it. But babe, I'm not claiming to be a wog. I'm not claiming to be a prophet. I'm not claiming to be anything. But I know what the verses that false doctrine that they've been teaching, whatever, it's going to become very real. I'm telling you. And it come like the Old Testament. There's no mercy, jail. Do you get it? All right, let's get finished. Let's finish this. So again, I've spoken about that, enhancing business performance. Recruiting the right people directly impacts a company's ability to achieve its goals and objectives. This can lead to increased revenue, improved profitability, and a stronger market position. So that is it. That's why they'd be riling you up to go and get the souls and raise them up and because it's like a selling point when that people are then coming and then they're getting the testimonies, this promo, and they're seeing the people that whose lives have turned around and changed. It's all this is a business model, Jail. This is a business recruitment model. That's what it is. I just clocked that, Lucia, and then you put it up there. Imagine that. Building a strong employee brand, a positive and efficient recruitment process can enhance a company's reputation as an employer, making it more attractive to top talent in the future. So when you go online and you give reviews, they don't want bad reviews. There was something that they got, and the shop tried to tell me, oh, if I take off the bad review, they'll give me a $5. If I said, no, I'm not doing that up. Because I'm one of those people for justice. It's like, no, it's the principle. People need to know that this is like a toy. They're going to put their money, wait a week. Nah, man. So, but most of those people in these spaces would have taken the refund, and then you want to be coming and chatting to me. It's those little small things where God weighs the heart and the intent of man. That's what I'm saying. But here you are out doing this, but God will actually see the fact that because that's when it's coming into the morals. And it's all of these little things, I believe, that you get judged and tested and weighed upon in the heart. And it's not about going and putting on your Sunday best and attending there and, shaking your glad rags and go. That's not what it's about, Jer. I'm so sorry. Because I saved people a good $1 or $2 doing up that. And it's also the principle. It's just showing my character. That's what it is. It's showing the character of a person behind the scenes. And guys, I was even thinking about it today, like, oh my God has given me this like platform where, the things that I've told you, I didn't want to say these things. These are things that I do in private when I'm out there with God, if it's to do with homeless or a homeless person or someone I'm helping, or it's even happened where I've been on lives and I found homeless people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been a wild, crazy journey, but it's just who I am. I don't even want to get emotional, but it's who I am as a person. These people are claiming to be this, that, and the third, and it's all lies. It's all lies. That's why God will reward those openly who do things in secret. That's the whole point of it, man. God's not a rewarder of pride and ego. And even, Dad's latest message. Oh my gosh. When I keep telling you about the content chair, I was just like, what? It's just becoming more and more evident that it's just such a dark mind. It's coming from such a dark space, because where are you getting these examples from, Jer? All right. So remember, a good reputation. And guys, I just want to let you know that I think what I'm going to do is bring out Dag's mega church book, and I think I've got double mega church as well, and look at the business recruitment model, and look at Dag's points and put them against the business recruitment model, so you guys can see how they take like certain models and ideological perspectives and use the verses to mystically manipulate it and turn it into false doctrine. Because also he's got a book called The Art of Leadership, which is also taken from, is it the 41, what is it, Laws of Power? What book is that? That book of control. Yeah. And my cult leader brags that the Russian leader has his book, Art of Leadership. So guys, it's just a lot. I can't lie to you. And most of these cult leaders, they endorse the American leader. Just like Pastor Toby, I've heard them. I've got content of them quoting him. I also endorse that guy. And I would have been standing right beside him right now as well, because Dag endorses it. That's the reason why they've even got like this strong evangelical following in the UK, Chair. Cost effectiveness. While recruitment can involve costs, investing in a strong recruitment strategy can ultimately save money by reducing turnover, improving productivity, and attracting high quality candidates. So that's why they're peeved that they're losing the old members, because we know the system, we know how to do things, we know how to get it done, we know how to do it fast. Remember when all of the people were getting deported, from the US? Remember all of the people now crying that voted for the guy, because those other people could get the job done in a day. Now it's taken these guys 4 days, or they're not showing up and they're behind, they're losing money. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's like a collapse. So the old school people, they act like, oh, the new people, they have all of this zeal, but for how long? Because some of them won't even last for 3 months. Consistency is key. Guys, if there's one thing that you can apply to your life, let it be consistency. Molly, are you still here? That's why I was saying to you, babe, just go out into nature. Like when you're feeling that, like have your music, have your emergency playlist, like do your affirmations or whatever. I don't know if she's still here, but as the time goes on, as you keep doing it, you realize when you're in crisis, oh, I'm just doing it naturally. It's become part of my habitation. It's become part of this daily flow of life, because you've been doing it, but unknowingly you didn't realize that it was doing something until it did something. Oh my God, I'm becoming one of these wogs. Working for the Lord, nothing like working for God. You're working for the cult. Yeah. But they'll package it. Welcome, Dennis. They'll package it like you're working for the Lord. All right. Get any questions ready, guys, because I'm going to get ready to jump off. Wind down for the evening, guys. Tomorrow, if I'm coming on, I'll be on early. If I don't come on early, you might get me in the evening, but if you don't get me on Sunday, I'll make up for it on Monday. Even if I get out a few bits of content, I'll make up for it. I'll put something special out on Monday for y'all. I'll put out a couple of special segments. So do you get, when you've got people there that's been there for a long time, like you see, like having people like me, my ex-husband, I'm there with my 2 kids, my sister. It's like, oh, wow. So when did you start coming? Oh, I started coming in 2006/7. That's my husband. That's my sister. We all go, oh, it's lovely. We've been happy. Oh, it's the best place for your kids. I'm selling it for them. It's all promo. It's like when you go to, like, you know, you're applying for a job and everyone's been there for years and people are happy, and they look at these things because it's like, it's their church home. They want to hear people's story. Oh, thanks, Miss El Rose. You're such a queen. She's telling me to preach. Preach, sister, preach. Not sister prophetess. I don't know how you became so disrespectful. Prophetess is the right way. You are you don't appreciate anointing. Because you have me, because I come on every day, or more, sometimes 3 times a day, you have become familiar, Miss El Rose. You have become familiar. You know what you have to do. You know what you have to do. You have to bless me. You have to bless me. And you know how you do that, isn't it? All right. So, and then it also attracts other people. So that's why they like having the bankers in, you know, like the doctor, like different, because they like having them elite ones in there. You get me? And the young people, because naturally they'll attract candidates, AKA recruitees, AKA members like them. The university students, that's the whole point of the campus, because they're getting in their university loan. They know when to time it strategically. Dag used to come every single around September and do up their annual camp, because that's when their university loan drops share. I was talking to an old friend from my old cult, the Kingdom Church cult, that says there is so much going on and so many leaders and members leaving. Oh, you must be so happy to hear that. I'm good, thanks, Eileen. How are you, my love? No, it's Alien. Is it Aileen? Alien. Hey, babe. I'm good, man. I've just, babe, I've been out here trying to survive. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've just come out of a really depressive episode, but I'm getting there now. I'm coming out of it. Thanks, Nance. I think a lot of people have been going through it though. But how are you, my love? How are you, girl? So, guys, what I want you to understand about the recruitment. Oh, I'm so happy. Aileen. Welcome, my love. Welcome to the space. The recruitment is a strategic process that plays a crucial role in a business's long-term success and sustainability. Remember, I was saying to you, that's why they love the second gen. That's why they're married young, having kids, doing it, and then they're bringing them up in the ways of the Lord. But it's in the cult, because they're young, and then it's kids bringing up kids. Because remember, you have that age regression, and your brain is like, do you know what I mean? They're bringing you back to Sensia Ramita stage, like a child, like a baby. We have all been going through it. It's something in the air, yeah, defo. And if you haven't seen my video on attachment, guys, please go and watch it, especially if you're a survivor. Go and watch it, because that's what you need to help yourself to start deconstructing and deprogramming. So go back and look. Let's deal with the trauma, man. Let's not keep going around the same cycle, getting used as a doormat, getting ABUSED'd by people, getting walked all over, being humiliated about, you know what I mean? Like there's some, because a lot of us would have ended up in these places, because some of us not, but some of us, yes, this would have happened. So it's like we've got to get to the root of what is going on, like why we have these traumatic, cyclical, toxic patterns. Why is it like this? You heard from, okay, so Dennis says he heard from his old cult today. So many hospitalized. Ooh, people not making it, guys, deleting sacrifices. It's very true from my old cult. The Kingdom Church is getting worse. Oh God. Ooh. Dennis, I've done one piece of content on your cult, innit? That's how you found me. But anyway, when you're ready, because I think people need to know about it. I didn't know it was in operation like that. But look at UCKG, they've got Victoria Kalimbe, Luca, or is it Lucas or whatever. People don't care. As long as there's people in traumatic situations, guys, where they're at that crossroad where it's either, I said it's over for me, man. That's why they're like the walking unalive, because it's like physically they're here, but not like there's lights are on, no one's home. There's like nothing there. In cult psychology, they call them offline. Yeah. So again, the recruitment, it helps for that sustainability, because they need to keep the members coming for, it all links in the morale, the business, the pyramid scheme that they've got going on there, because remember, it's by their works, they're building it, it's by their hands. When there's less hands, there's less things for people to do. And the thing is, they'll get people doing more and see it as a privilege and whatever, but there's only so much people can do. Eventually they just burn out. That's what happens, unfortunately. And it keeps happening in these settings. All right. And lastly, I want to just repeat this again. This is their slogan. They say, we do evangelism in the summer and go extra hard because people in the world are drinking, raving, sinning, doing all sorts, fornicating, doing up same, you know what? So we can go hard for God. That is how they're thinking in their mind, yeah? There's a lot of manipulation. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And also, I want to say that the survivors have been saying for some time that there's a trend of these CCs recruiting influencers, like known people, and I have seen that happening. So we are very aware of that. Thank you, my love. 2233. Anna Clark. Thank you, girl, for that number. And then, oh, yeah, I want to quickly talk about this. So you see, like when you look at all of the promo, if you were to go and type in Caris Healing Jesus campaign in TikTok, you'll see all these images. They're doing it. It's like their promo. They're selling like it was a success. But then we get Jex, the survivor, who comes on and has done this video exposing them, describing this type of what they're doing up outside as maggots around rubbish. Like that's the intrusion. That's how much she felt like her privacy was getting invaded. And we have seen a lot of aggressive, what street doing up that. And I've said it's a disturbance of the public. What is it called? Is it the public peace or whatever? It's very intrusive. And it feels very aggressive. And even when she was saying I was a leader and I was there, they were like laughing in her face, like it was very passive aggressive. And there have been a lot of survivors who have been contacting me and talking, even on the live, they've been putting in the comments like Caris are out in droves. So they must be, I know this is something that they do every year, but I think they're going harder this year because they are finding it hard to, retain the members, and they are seeing, rapid membership loss. Miss L Rose says holistic healing. That's why I always join your lives. Heal the roots that the tree may be stable. Oh, that's beautiful. And you know what? I think I'm going to end on that, because how beautiful is that? Oh, that is absolutely stunning. So I'm going to end with Lucia. Can you pin your comment? I'm going to end with Lucia's number that she shared with us, 2223. So if that resonates with anybody here, if anybody's into angel numbers or, numbers, synchronicities, etc., if that resonates, Lucia's put 2223 on TikTok for anybody who that resonates with. And then Miss L Rose, I'm going to end on this beautiful quote that she's put here. I think this is absolutely stunning. Oh, Kels, thank you. just gifted me with this hand love thing. Oh, thank you, my love. Sending love, peace, love, and light back to you. And this is all, you know, they can say that this is EVIR, what we're talking about, but why are we feeling the vibration of love? All right, so let's end with this holistic healing. That's why I always join your lives. Heal the roots that the tree may be stable. Do you know what? I love this. I'm going to have to put this in the book. Ain't I? Because this is just absolutely stunning. Oh, Miss El Rose, I absolutely... And guys, do you know what? This is revolutionary. I don't even want to cry because it's like the words of the survivors. This is how I'm building and shaping this piece. And isn't it? Yeah, Lucia, it's just beautiful, babe. It's just beautiful. It's just absolutely stunning, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. And I feel the frequency of love. And this is why we keep coming back, guys. If you didn't know why, it's because we feel love. And some of us, you know, we're not in relationships. Some of us don't have family. We have all different types of, you know, things that we've got going on. But in the words of Miss El Rose, a survivor, we heal the roots that the tree may be stable. And on that note, I'm going to say I love you all. Tonight's live has been absolutely wonderful, hasn't it? Oh my God, I needed this. Guys, let's just end it with a big, deep breath, okay? Let's take a big, deep breath in. And release. Let's take this breath in again and hold it for 3 seconds. Let's take a deep breath in. And really feel it coming from here. Love is one of the highest frequencies, yes. And I'm going to get myself some roses tomorrow. How's everyone feeling? I'm feeling like I'm like floating on a cloud or something. It feels really beautiful. And thank you for the exchange of energy, for sharing in this beautiful safe space that we've created. We did that and whatever. I love you all, guys. I really, really do. And I hope that today's live has helped. I hope the content I've been putting out, guys, please go and show me some love on YouTube, yeah, because it took me a long time to put up that content from TikTok, yeah. And I'm starting to do exclusive content on there, and we need to have a presence on there because that's Dag's main platform and first love. Anyway, love you. Let me come off TikTok. I'll see you tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you on Monday. Oh, thank you so much for your gifts, Kels. And for everybody that has given me gifts today, thank you so much. I love y'all. I've got to come off, guys. You know how it is. I've got to come off TikTok because I never know if I've got it. Oh, my God. I've been going so good. I didn't get any tutorials. Oh, my God. All right, Instagram. I'll see ya. Love ya. All right, YouTube. Oh, Miss El Rose, it's been lovely tonight, hasn't it? Your quote is just absolutely... I just... Do you know what? It was so fitting for the live to just end it on that. And it's the voice of survivors. So I think I'm going to, like encourage survivors to share like beautiful quotes that they've seen, or it might be a scripture that resonates with them. It could be a mantra. It could be a surah from the Quran. It might be a Buddhist. I don't know what they have, but something from the Buddhist text or the Hindi text or whatever. I think I need to go and visit the Sikh temple. I think I might do that at some point. I want to take my kids as well, just to experience, like different cultures and stuff and different religions, because they've been quite isolated. So I'll probably do a little vlog about that and maybe see if I can come and share something as well with the collective. I think it's important to be really inclusive of other faiths and, religions and things like that, because we were just closed in this box. And, we've got to learn to love all religions and faiths and cultures and groups. That's what it's about. It's about unity. It's about oneness. It's not about segregation and division. And anyway, on that note, guys, I'm going to go now. I don't know why I feel like saying namaste. What does namaste mean? Does it mean like peace or does it mean bye? Let's see what it means. I know it's like something really bait, but I can't remember what it means because I don't really... Let's see. What does it mean? Oh, it's a respectful greeting. Oh, okay. So namaste. I don't know. All right. Love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you on Monday. Bye, guys. Have a lovely evening, no matter what it is that you're doing. Bye.